Where were we, Nona Peltier?
We were talking about electronic card spending.
Right. Card spending rose again last month by 0.5% to $7 billion in a month. What are people spending the money on? So that's EFTPOS and credit cards, is
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
Yeah.
You know, debit cards.
Yeah.
Basically not the cash that I like to use. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. But what were they spending it on? They were spending it on mostly things that you consume, like fuel and food and drinks and fun stuff like that, and not so much on durable goods. So what are those, you might wonder? They're things like appliances and furniture and clothing too, things that would last. People have spent a lot less on that, and that dropped. So that's interesting, because what does it mean? And the economists are looking at that and thinking, we would have expected a blip in July because of that families package that the government announced. You would have thought, hey, a bit more money in your pocket, you'd spend it. Well, it didn't transpire. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, that's another sign that the economy is sluggish. We did have another indicator earlier today as well from the manufacturers, which indicated that manufacturing index was also down, trending down.
It's a sign also that people have been doing it tough, isn't it? That actually
Yes.
you get extra money and you're still spending it on consumables. It means you didn't have enough money for your consumables.
You're spending it on on the things you need every day, and
Yeah.
not the stuff that you might want to have in your home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a problem. And of course, a lot of it is fuel, the rising price of fuel, and we've seen that come through as well. So yeah, no, I think I think it is tough, and the fact that we're not seeing economic growth is reflected in what the Reserve Bank governor was saying yesterday in terms of holding the official cash rate. And that's been...
By golly, hasn't there been a reaction to that in terms of the dollar? So it has fallen 2% over the past day or so, because ain't nobody going to make any money out of fixed interest in this country for a wee while. So what's going on?
Well, look, if you think about it, it's not such a bad story if you're a person who has debt, because your interest rates are going to stay lower longer. If you're an exporter, it's good news too, because you're going to be making more money, and we're a big exporting nation, so it's not a bad news story necessarily. It depends on whether or not you're an importer. If you're relying on imported goods, it's going to cost you a bit more. If you're going overseas, it's going to cost you a bit more on a holiday or what have you. But on the other hand, it's not all about what's happening here in New Zealand. The US dollar is at a 13-month high.
Amazing.
So, and that's partly because of it's a different story there. Interest rates are rising, inflation is increasing, and so that's a separate issue. So we were in good company at the bottom there. It wasn't just us. I mean, the yen, the Swiss franc, the US dollar, they're all outperforming the market. So it's very hard for a small currency like New Zealand to hold up against that. So where are we at right now, you might ask?
I was just going to ask that, Nona.
I bet you were. 66.1 US cents. So that's like, you know, we were at 66.7 yesterday, and we were down at over 1% at that point. So 89.8 Australian, that's quite lower than we've been for a while, and 51.5 pence. Now, the NZX Top 50 rose. Now, that's not surprising because interest rates are going to stay low, so that's good for companies. 0.8% up, 70 points to 9,010.
Nona Peltier, fantastic. Thank you. Have a great weekend, Nona.
And thank you.